Hi everyone, welcome to Tech Talks. My name is Michael Bertoni and I'm the founder and CEO of Philly Tech and your host for Tech Talks. Tech Talks is every Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. and the focus of Tech Talks is for entrepreneurs, software companies, tech startups, people in the ecosystem of software and technology that just want to become more successful. And that's really my goal. My goal is to help people. Really want to help you, want to make sure that you're successful in your job, in your career, in your company. So really excited today. I am going to be talking about my passions today. I've done shows in the past on lead generation. So everybody knows that one of the main services that Philly Tech provides is sales and lead generation services. So we do sales and lead generation, we do recruiting for our clients, and we do software development. So today I'm going to talk about my passion for lead generation and the things that I'm doing, which are really exciting. And number one, I'm writing a book. So that book is entitled, it's a working title, but the title right now is Artificial Intelligence Powered Lead Generation. And the second thing that I'm doing is I'm building a product called Uprospect that aligns with that book, right? So I'm going to be writing this book, right? It's not going to be titled Uprospect. It's going to be all about artificial intelligence and the future of lead generation, but it's also going to talk about my process, right? And I'm going to go through that today with you, my process for lead generation. So again, two things that I'm doing that I'm super passionate about around lead generation. The first thing is I'm writing the book, right? So anybody out there who wants to connect with me, who wants to help me, right? So I'm going to need people that are editors. I actually want illustrators. I'm looking for people who can help me, that can be involved in my team. I have a book launch team that I'm putting together as I'm writing it. So anybody out there who is passionate about book writing, obviously if you're involved in lead generation in some way, that would be phenomenal. So the second thing that I'm doing is, again, building a software product called Uprospect that will revolutionize lead generation. Uprospect is going to be the best product on the market for lead generation. And one of the reasons why it's going to be is because you are going to have an artificial intelligence AI assistant helping you do lead generation in this product. My vision for the product is having this AI assistant. So in the future, probably 5 or 10 years down the road, or as quickly as possible, as far as I'm concerned, you're going to have artificial intelligence helping you. You're already having artificial intelligence helping you if you're using Siri, right? So for my product, again called Uprospect, just imagine for a second if you had a true artificial intelligence helping you generate leads. That is going to be here. So think about, everybody's seen the movie Iron Man, right? So I'm wearing my Superman shirt here, but I'm going to talk about Iron Man. So you know how Iron Man has this artificial intelligence assistant that is helping him do everything? That is where we're heading. We are all going to have assistants. And I'm building this product, Uprospect, and you're going to have an assistant helping you generate leads, right? So it's not weird to think about. So we are getting there so fast in terms of developing artificial intelligence. So what is artificial intelligence? So what does this mean? So from a non-technical point of view and a little bit of technical. So when you're building an artificial intelligence, you have to give it training data. You have to give it a lot of training data so it can learn. So I'm going to be building this product, again, called Uprospect. I'm going to be building a team of people that are going to be using the product for my clients and for Philly Tech. So we are going to be giving this machine so much training data on how to do lead generation. And so when you're training this machine on how to do lead generation, you have to train it on a process. It has to learn a process. So I've developed what I believe and what my clients have told me is the best process in the industry for for generating leads. It's the best. I know it's the best because every day when I'm generating leads for Philly Tech and my clients, I am sending, in effect, cold messages. I don't know these people that much at all, and they are responding, and I'm generating leads in a few hours. This has really always been my superpower. I have a process that I've developed where, and I'm going to talk about it with you today, and I've talked about it in the past, where you're trying to generate leads for your company. You want to generate meetings. You want to get in front of people. You have to follow a process. And when you follow my process, first off, it always works. It has never not worked. And I'm generating leads in a few hours. So imagine I'm trying to get a meeting with the founder, co-founder, CTO of some software company. Right? There's roughly about 500 software companies in the Philadelphia region. And I'm always targeting all of them. So, and I'm getting meetings every week with new founders, with new CTOs, VPs of engineering. So when I reach out to them, and again, this doesn't work for every message, but if I send out, say, 50 messages for Philly Tech or my clients, I'm always getting back multiple meetings. It takes a few hours to send these 50 messages out, and I'm always getting meetings back, right? And I'm getting meetings back in a few hours. So people are responding in a few hours. And I'm just telling you, anybody who's involved in lead generation knows that this is super hard. This is not easy to do, to send somebody a cold message to try to get a meeting with them, and they respond in a few hours. So again, what I'm doing is I have a process, right? It's a process for lead generation. Then what I'm doing is I'm wrapping AI around that process, artificial intelligence, to help do the process and to help you do each step of the process, right? And I'm going to talk to you about it now. So step one is an assessment. So I just did one of these last night for one of my new clients that I just got. And an assessment is going to be around what are your goals, what are your objectives. We're talking more around lead generation. What are your goals for lead generation? What are your objectives? What are your challenges? Right? Then what do you do? What do you do? You have to do a self-assessment. What do you do? Right? What are your products? What are your services? What do you do? Then what's your value proposition? So what is the true value proposition of what you do for clients? Again, it's always the same things for the most part. It's always the same things. When you're working with a client, you're helping them increase productivity. You're helping them reduce costs. You're helping them drive revenue. You're helping them increase customer satisfaction. You're helping them bring in projects sooner. They're always the same things. Right? Very, very important to know that. But they're the same things for what you do for them. Right? So your value proposition. Then who are your customers? Who are your actual customers that you're working with? What's your differentiation? This is all the assessment. So when you do an assessment with me, it takes an hour. It doesn't take a week. It doesn't take 2 weeks. It takes an hour to do this assessment. And the goal of this assessment is to get you set up to generate leads and to do everything else in my process. So that was step one, assessment. The second thing is digital content. Building a piece of digital content, which I call a digital business card. Some of you might have seen my digital business card in the past. Think of the digital business card as a landing, so think of it in the same way you might think a landing page or a PDF or a website, right? However, the digital business card is purpose-built to generate leads. So it's a beautiful piece of content. I wish I could show it to you. I might actually show it to you. Maybe I'll work with Marley on that. We'll put it up on the screen. So the digital business card, it's a beautiful piece of content, digital content. It's purpose-built for generating leads right from what's inside of it. So one of the most important things when you're trying to get a meeting with someone is they have to understand what you do, your your products, your value proposition, your customers. They got to understand that in a few seconds. People don't have time to waste. So when they bring up the digital business card that I build for clients, it gives that snapshot quickly, right? And the product that I'm building, again, Uprospect, is going to come out of the gate and allow you to build that digital business card. So again, that was step two. So step one was the assessment. Step two, build the digital business card, right? So step three in the process is a database, a target database of your customers, targets, who you're trying to sell to. So there's two things that are important in this database that you're building and that we build for your clients. The first thing is your warm network. So think about this for a second. Everybody that knows, likes, and trusts you wants to help you succeed. Are you telling them what you do? Are you asking them for referrals? Probably not. The hardest thing to do is to get all this information from everywhere. So you have warm network in LinkedIn. You have warm network in Facebook. You have warm network in Twitter. You have warm network on your phone. It's everywhere. So you need to be able to bring your warm network into a centralized place, right? So that's number one when we're building the target database. Bring your warm network into one place. The second thing is your targets. Who are your unique targets? Who do you want to target for your products, for your services? What's their name? What's their email? What's their phone number? But the most important thing in there is unique data about them. If I'm trying to get a meeting with someone, if I know that they are written up in some trade journal, or they're really into some nonprofit like Big Brothers Big Sisters, or they're really into something they really care about, if you know that information, you're going to use that later down the road. So again, step one, assessment. Step two is assessment, step one, digital business card, step two. Step three is building that target database. So come on back in a few minutes. I'm going to go through the rest of the framework and talk about the future of lead generation. So come on back in a few minutes. Thanks.
Today's show is sponsored by Dr. Jacqueline. Take charge of your life personally, financially, and professionally. Visit drjacqueline.com to book an appointment today.
Hey everybody, my name is Ralph Graves Jr. I'm the host of the Ralph Graves Jr. Show, and I want to invite you to pick up my book, Unstoppable. I wrote a book called Unstoppable. It's 7 universal laws that will transform how you pursue and achieve success. The one thing that my 20 years of law enforcement has taught me is that no matter who you are, we are all governed by universal laws, like gravity. But in this book, we're going to talk about laws like the law of forgiveness, laws like the law of control, the law of intelligent practice, the law of expectancy. I was able to see how those, no matter what their background was, those who identified and treated these laws with respect, they were able to go on and lead successful lives. So pick up this book, and you can go ahead and pick it up at Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, RalphGravesJr.com, where anywhere where fine books are sold. Thank you.
There you go, Richard. Oh! Is that too hard for you?
No. Is it too hard for you?
Woo! We're playing catch now. Oh, shit.
What do I want to be?
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Tech Talks. My name is Michael Bertoni. And again, I'm the founder and CEO of Philly Tech. And so excited, Marley is going to help me out. Marley is our awesome producer here. So she put a digital business card up here. So this is a digital business card. So imagine this being a piece of web content. We build this for you. This is basically part of Uprospect. It's the main thing in Uprospect. And I have this innate ability to drill down and make it so easy to understand your value proposition, your products, your customers, and what you do. So this goes out, this digital business card that you see has generated over 500 meetings for Philly Tech. It's generated over 1,500 meetings for clients. And it's super powerful, right? So this again, this is the foundational thing, and that is the most important part. Very easy to build this. So based on the assessment, so I went through those assessment questions, you can see, right? You have logos of the customers. You have what you do products-wise. You have your value proposition. And then if you look there also, you have the ability to easily set up a meeting or set up a demo right there. So this digital business card is purpose-built for lead generation. So again, step 1 is the assessment. Step 2 is building that digital business card. Step 3 is building the database, the target database. All right, now step 4, messaging, campaign messaging. So what I had to do before all this digital and all this revolution, what I had to do, I just used this campaign messaging framework that I'm going to tell you about. I just used this. I sent emails out. I called people. Right? This is how you had to do it back when I started in tech. I mean, you called people and you sent emails. So this is one of the biggest problems with the industry today, is the industry wants you to think that, let me send these messages out. Let me bombard people with messages and let me drip messages to them. Let me annoy them until I get a meeting with them. Completely wrong. The most important thing is not the message, the messaging, it's that digital business card. But to get someone to open the digital business card, you need messaging. So I put together a messaging framework. This framework for messaging has taken me 24 years. I've been building this messaging framework for 24 years. And let me review it with you. So let's talk about this from the standpoint of you're sending an email to someone to get a meeting. So I'll talk about this from the standpoint of myself personally. So I'm trying to get a meeting with the the founder and the CEO of League Side, right? His name's Zubin, right? So we'll talk about it from that perspective. So first thing is the subject line. So the subject lines that I send out in the email are very, very strategic, right? I think about my brand, a grabber, and then a call to action in the subject line, right? So I'm just kind of spitballing here on what I'm going to do for League Side. But so let's say in the subject line we'll have League Side, then we'll say just got congratulations on your funding, 3.5 million, and then dash quick intro meeting, question mark. So your idea with the subject line is a little bit of branding, a grabber, and then a call to action. Your objective in the subject line is to get them to read down. That's your first objective. Just get them to read your email, right? So, but what I've developed in this subject line is a framework where it's in the subject line is what I'm going to say in the warm-up, right? And then also the call to action, right? So everything flows really, really nicely in this framework. So that's the subject line. Then the next thing is, hi, Zubin. And then I have something called a warm-up, right? So the warm-up is something like, hi, Zubin, we're connected through 30 people on LinkedIn. I saw that you got 2.5 million in funding. That's really awesome. I saw that you're looking for 5 engineers. Right? That's just an example. Right? So then I say right up there that, will you take a quick look at my digital business card below? Right? So that's just, again, the subject line, the warm-up, and then, can you click on my digital business card? Then the next grouping is going to be overview, value proposition, customers. Right? I'm not going to get into the details of maybe what I'm going to say here, but Philly Tech's been in business for over 5 years. We have over 50 clients, right? We're working with companies like Chain, Meetings Complete, right? You name customers. And then what's the value proposition? We're able to save a lot of time, save a lot of money, increase productivity, all these things, right? So it's quick, right? And then next line is a call to action, right? Can you click on my digital business card and can you meet with me for a few minutes? So when you take time to write this message, so when I'm trying to get a meeting with someone, I will sometimes take an hour or two to just write a message. Sometimes I've taken 4 hours to write a message, just one message, using this framework. So the objective, again, is to bring them through a workflow down to click the digital business card, because when you click that digital business card, that's going to differentiate you. Right? It all happens very quickly. It's almost psychological as well. So they're looking at that subject line. They're like, this is curious. This is curious. Let me read down. Then they're reading quickly. It's very quick, right? Quick warm up, overview, quick. So basically, it happens literally in like 10 seconds. Like they read the subject line, they read down, they just breeze through it. They look, they click on the digital business card. They open it up, and then they set up a meeting with you, right? So that's simply the messaging framework, right? So again, step 1, assessment. Step 2, building that digital business card. Step 3, target database. Step 4, campaign messaging. And then step 5 is running campaigns, right? So actually running the campaigns and doing them. So when you have everything underneath of that, you could get things out 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. You have everything set up to do this So you can send out messages. So campaigns, some examples. Campaign could just be, again, email. Right? Could just be an email campaign. Could be a LinkedIn. Right? A direct LinkedIn contacts. It could be LinkedIn social sharing, like sharing things over social channels like LinkedIn. I had a campaign that I did just for Tech Talks, right? So literally I'm just I'm reaching out to people, software companies, tech startups. I'm telling them about this show. I'm trying to get them on the show, right? That's my first meeting with them, right? These are all funnels too, like that's another good word that you hear a lot about. So, you have funnels of things that you're trying to do to get people in the door, right? So you run these campaigns. So when you have everything, like one of the guys on my network said to me, Mike, what's the mindset you have to generate leads? And I said, it's not a mindset, it's a process. You have to have a process. If you say to yourself, geez, man, I could use some more leads for my business, which a lot of companies do, and you don't have a process to do it, you're not going to do it. And you're not going to get leads. So I personally feel that my process is the best on the planet. It is the best on the planet. Like if you're a software company or tech startup, or even in financial services, because I have financial services clients, there is not a better process to generate leads on the planet than my process. I really feel that way, right? So again, getting back to, those are the steps, right? Again, to recap, you got to run an assessment. I run an assessment with my clients. Then we build the digital business card. Then we build the target database. That target database is going to have your warm network. It's going to have your targets. Then we're going to build campaign messaging. Then we're going to run campaigns, right? So if you follow these things, you will absolutely be successful. So getting back to what I talked about in the beginning, I'm super passionate about helping you, about lead generation. I'm writing a book. Actually, when I'm reading this here, I'm reading the outline of my book, right? So I'm going to be putting my process in my book. I'm also going to be building a software product called Uprospect that is going to have this process in it, along with an AI machine learning that is going to help you do it. So imagine the time, because this is going to happen in my product. I'm saying it right now. This is going to happen. Imagine you waking up in the morning, you going to your desk and your computer, and you have everything set up, and your AI, your artificial intelligence says, Michael, I've identified some people that I want to run campaigns to. Can you just confirm that these look good? Right? So then you're going in, you're just, yep, that looks good. You're checking off, and campaigns are getting executed. Right? So think about it. Can an AI-assisted person help run you through an assessment? Yes. Can the AI help you build the digital business card? Yes. Can that AI go out and find your warm network, bring it back? Can they go out and find your targets, your key targets, bring that back into the database? Yes, absolutely. Can the artificial intelligence help you build the messaging, the campaign messaging, based on my framework? Absolutely. And then can they help you execute campaigns and run campaigns? Yes. So this is where we're headed, everyone. It's super exciting. I'm really excited to talk to you today, and please reach out to me. I could be found on LinkedIn, Michael C. Bertoni. On LinkedIn, I could be found at PhillyTech, phillytech.co. You can email me, mbertoni@phillytech.co. So come on back to Tech Talks every week. It's every Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. and can't wait to see you next week. Thanks.